guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Advanced Bass Fishing. And man, I appreciate you guys making some time out of your day to hang out with me a little bit and check this video out. Guys, got a good one for you today. We're gonna be talking about fishing the old school Shad Rap in November and December, late fall, early winter fishing with this. This is a really good bait for this time of year. A lot of people sort of equate a Shad Rap as an early season bait, but this thing works all year long, man. It's been working 12 months out of the year for 50 years. And I want to sort of share with you guys how I like to fish it in November and December specifically. I think it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys. Also, guys, before we get started, a couple quick things here. Just like to invite everybody, anyone interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, guys, just go to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler. Shoot me a private message. We're getting a lot of on-the-water lessons for jerkbait fishing going right now. If you guys are interested, just shoot me a message. I'll get you some info there. And also, guys, I'll link my Shad Rap link and my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video if you guys would like to pick one up there. Using that link's a good way to support the channel, and thank you very much for putting up with the plugs here. Okay, Shad Rap. I think if you've been bass fishing very long, you know what a Shad Rap is. If you haven't been bass fishing very long, a Shad Rap is old school crankbait. It still works as good today. It was way ahead of its time when it came out. Very natural looking. It's sort of like a flat-sided, wooden bait. It's a balsa bait, and it's got a lip on it that will run. If you put it on an 8-pound test line and make a long cast with it, it'll get down there close to 10 feet deep, depending upon how far your cast is. 6-pound test will definitely get it down to 10 feet, but it's a bait that's sort of designed for that 4 to 7 foot range in the most part. Very slow floater. It comes up, it sort of casts like a potato chip, so you need to fish it on a spinning outfit, or at least I do. My favorite way to fish it is on a spinning rod, 8-pound test Seaguard Vizex 4 carbon line, because a Shad Rap to me, it's sort of like a cross between a jerk bait and a crankbait. On a Shad Rap, I'll fish it on the spinning rod here, but when I throw it out there, I just don't reel it in like that. I keep the rod low and I reel it like that, and then I'll pull it, maybe twitch it a little bit. So, I'll reel it like that, twitch it a little bit, and maybe pull it. Just sort of make it like an erratic retrieve, some type of a medium stop and go, pulling, twitching type deal. In other words, try to keep it erratic a little bit. You don't just want to throw it out there and just crank it in. You're not going to get near as many bites with that. Okay, now let's talk about where you want to fish it, conditions that it works in. 2 different colors I like. I like the black back silver side, and I like the crawfish pattern here. Although they make a lot of different colors, you can look through in that Tackle Warehouse link of mine, but here's the 2 that I've really done well on. What I look for on a Shad Rap is dependent upon the lake that I'm fishing as far as the structure goes. If I'm fishing a lowland impoundment that has some grass in it, maybe like the TVA lakes or down south, a Shad Rap is really good to fish over submergent and emergent hydrilla and milfoil this time of year. Really, really good bait for that. But if you fish just a typical man-made impoundment that has a lot of rock and wood in it, my favorite type of an area is any type of a channel bank or a bluff bank this time of year. And you hear me talking a lot about channel banks and bluff banks in the fall time because they are great structures. Bass will use bluffs and channels in the fall time of the year and early winter. It's almost like highways. They use them, the first place they come up out of deep water, they can move out and they can immediately have access to deep water. They can suspend off them, they can go deep depending upon the water clarity. So I want some type of a steep bank, at least a 45-degree angle bank, or even better, a 60-degree angle or some type of a bluff. Rip Rap is also very good with it for a Shad Rap. And what I do with it is I'm trying to target ideally that 4 to 8 foot zone if the water temperature is in the 50s. And that's when it works the best, is when that water temperature is in the 50s. So I'll take my spinning rod, I'll get on those steep rocky banks, and I'll put my boat in usually between 5 to 10 foot of water, depending upon the slope of the bank. And I try to make the longest cast that I can. Get the bait down pretty quick, and then just start using your erratic retrieve. And just start covering the water. Rock is the #1 structure with it. A Shad Rap does not come through wood worth a dang, so it's a terrible wood bait. You can fish it on like the perimeters of it, but overall, it's just a good rock cranking bait. I also have caught them on gravelly type banks. Like I fished some of the lakes back east, like Lake Hartwell and Lake Murray that has those flatter gravel banks. So if you have some flatter gravel banks, they can be good. And another thing that'll help you out this time of year with the Shad Wrap is stay in your major creek arms. Normally about 1/2 to all the way back in the creeks. It seems like there's a lot of fish back in there, and you've got a lot of those channel banks in those type of areas. So my pattern for this is I get out there and I run the major creeks. I go about halfway back in them. I try to find some steep banks in there and just cover water. Best day for it, obviously, like any other crankbait day, if you have a little bit of wind and a little bit of low light conditions, it's going to be better. If you gave me the perfect scenario, say, Randy, I want to catch them on a Shad Wrap, give me the perfect scenario. It would be about 3 foot of visibility. It would be about a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind, preferably out of the south. And it would be some type of a cloud condition where I have about 75% overcast or a cloudy day. Now, when you get those 3 factors together, water temperatures in the 50s, 3 foot of visibility, those conditions like I just talked about, you're probably going to catch a lot of fish on it. So anyway, guys, it's a really good bait for tough fishing conditions. One of the reasons the Shad Wrap produces well, it's a quiet bait, it's silent, it doesn't telegraph itself, it doesn't have any rattles, it's got a tight wobble. It's very appealing to bass that get a lot of fishing pressure on public bodies of water, or like in a post-frontal tough condition. It can be really good there too. So anyway, I hope it helps you guys catch some good ones, and we'll talk to you guys later. See you.